All right, hopefully everybody can hear me. Let me test my mics real quick. Let me test my mics. Make sure everyone can hear me. Okay. That's going on. Recording, security, mic. All right, let me test my speaker headphone, test speaker microphone. Yep, I hit it. That's fine. All right, everything's good. All right, good morning, everybody. I'm going to start my recording. All right, good morning, everybody. This is Calvin Butler with the RBBS Logistics Learning Center, the National Dispatchers Network, and Easy Lease. Okay, this morning it is 10:15 a.m. on a Saturday morning. So this is the time we usually have our brokers hour. As y'all can see, I'm outside today in my newly renovated gazebo. I've done some work to it. See if I can show it to y'all here real quick. Show y'all my gazebo. I've been doing some work out here, kind of getting it ready for, just, a little thing going on. We got pictures on Facebook, so if y'all want to go take a look at it, y'all go to my Facebook page and take a look at the newly renovated gazebo that I'm doing. I'm doing some work. I'm putting my handyman skills to use. Back in the day, I used to be a form carpenter before I started doing this easy stuff. But yeah, I used to work hard for a living. Believe it or not, I used to work extremely hard for a living back when I was a form carpenter, and I did in the hot sun on top of those buildings, and that sun would be beaming down, and I did the asphalt sometimes. But it's what a lot of people have to do to earn a living, and until they figure out that there are much easier ways and much smarter ways to earn a living, and that's what I finally figured out, and that's why I went to dispatching freight and became a freight broker, and started dispatching freight and things of that nature. So, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And for those of you who join me each week, I'm pretty sure you all love doing this type of work too. There's nothing better than being able to work from the comfort of your home, or in your backyard, or at a park, or in a gazebo, or just on a cruise, on an island, if you can get the internet. I mean, there's nothing better than that. Nothing better than that. Be able to do this type of stuff from just about anywhere in the world and make great money. Okay. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into what we came here to talk about today. Now, today is Brokers Hour. For those of you who want to become brokers, okay, we're gonna have a conversation today a little bit about that. Then I'm gonna go over some of the stuff with what's going on with Easy Lease and how that is progressing. So we have some new developments with that platform. That's our commercial truck sharing marketplace, okay, that we've created, kind of like the Turo of the commercial industry. But I'm going to share with y'all what's going on with that, and the exciting news that I have for you all concerning Easy Lease, okay? By the way, if you want to go to our Easy Lease website, you can go to myeasylease.com, or you can go to leasemysemi.com, or you can just go to RBBS Transport LLC.com. Okay, all those will lead you to our Easy Lease site. Okay, but first, let's talk about what it means to be a broker. There's a lot of confusion out there. First of all, you have a lot of people who are saying that brokers steal money. Okay, there's also a lot of people out there that say that dispatching is illegal. There's also some people out there that says that Trump won the election, but hey, then everybody has their own beliefs, so to each their own, right? But and I'm just kidding. Look, I'm not for or against Trump. I could care less. To be honest with you, I was just took a chance to pun at something that was just out there. Right? I mean, it's out there, so I took a stab at it. Don't come up on stage and slap me for it, anything like that. Okay, all right, all right. Obviously, I'm not a comedian, so because my jokes are not really that good. But obviously, I'm not a comedian, so no, please don't go up on stage and slap. But anyway, all right. Look, the brokering is a very, very good industry. Okay, you can make a ton of money as a broker. Can you become a millionaire brokering freight? Yes, you can. Okay, that's obvious. If you look at TQL and some of the other brokerage firms where their profit margins were in the billions. That's right, in the billions. You know, so and these are companies that not long ago that just got started up. You know, when you look at it in the scheme of things, look at the profit margins of some of the brokerage firms out there, like TQL, CH Robinson, you know, all these other brokers, big brokerage firms out there. You know, their profit margins were in the billions with a B. Okay, because broking is a very lucrative industry. So if those companies who are at the big on the top of the scale, the big scale on brokering, how much can an individual broker make if he go out and get his broker's license and get his bond and get his insurance and get his authority and all that type of stuff, get all the proper stuff he needs, gets his his Dun and Bradstreet payday score up. He got his 5 to 7 references from businesses who have done business with you, who will attest to the fact in writing that they have done business with you to the tune of $200,000 to $300,000 per month for 6 to 8 months consecutively without a break. You've got your financials in order. You have, you hopefully you went out smart enough to go out and get yourself some investors, or if you got money stashed away, you got a couple $100,000 stashed away in the bank somewhere, so you can prepay for some freight. Because most shippers won't work with you if you got less than less than 8 months, on your seasoning, on your bond. And a lot of and that's another issue there. A lot of brokers first time brokers don't know that they're not going to really get a whole bunch of shippers, if any shippers, to work with them if the bond doesn't have seasoning, if they don't have those references, if they can't afford to prepay for at least 20% of the freight that they're taking ownership of, and hopefully you know how to negotiate your margins. Now, if you can manage to get all that stuff in place, okay, a single broker could become a millionaire. Yeah, within a fairly short period of time, 3 to 5 years. It won't take that long. It really won't. Because the whole key is, once you get yourself a good source of shipping, a good source of freight, and if you negotiate your margins, now this is very, very, very important, very key. You have to know how to negotiate your margin. You have to negotiate your margin. Now, a lot of you brokers out there who are doing the business what you're doing, you ain't gonna never become big. Nah. And here's why. Because you're brokering the wrong way. Okay. You took the lazy way out, and you don't negotiate margins with shipping. Okay. Most brokers out there don't do that. So they've been taught wrong. They've been taught by lazy freight broker instructors. They've been taught by people who just want to get rich quick in this part of the industry, on the teaching and guidance and mentoring side. They just want to get rich quick. They don't really care about teaching you how to do things the right way, or really showing you the things that's really going to make you money. They could give a hoot about that. They just want to get you to sign up for that course, make that money, throw you some stuff that they found, that they regurgitated from other bad freight broker trainers, and they just keep regurgitating the same stuff. And I use the word regurgitating because that's what happens when you regurgitate vomit. Just useless stuff. It's vomit. It's used up. It's no good. It smells. Yeah, it's offensive. Okay, so that's what I mean when I say they're just regurgitating the offensive, bad smell, bad lessons that they've gotten from other places. Okay, the key to successful brokering is negotiating your margins. Now, a lot of you have no idea what I'm talking about when I say negotiated margins. I mean, I can tell that a lot of you have absolutely no idea what I am talking about when I say negotiated margins. Let me run over here to my YouTube channel here real quick, see who we got here on YouTube. Let me pull up my YouTube people. I see who we got who have tuned in to me on YouTube this morning. so I can talk to some people. Let's see here what we got going on. All right, here we go. Live on YouTube. Here we go. So far right now on YouTube, I think we got about 2 or 3 watchers on YouTube. 4 people watching. It's Saturday mornings. I understand. You know, people don't want to get up this early in the morning and come and and learn some stuff. But we do have dashboard dispatch on top this morning. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Also too. But let me go ahead and finish what I'm talking about when I'm talking about these brokers here. Okay, let me pull the screen back up. All right, there we go. All right, look. Negotiating margins is the key to making money as a broker. That's the key. Because you got a lot of brokers out here on Facebook, and I see the posts on Facebook and some on LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram, and and it's always these young brokers that don't know what they're doing. You can't make any money, in this market. Okay, fuel prices are going up. This and that. Carriers don't want to take my freight because because the market is bad. But the fuel prices are up. I can't offer a great paying rate on the freight because fuel prices are up, and everything else is going down. That's ridiculous. All right. A good broker who knows what they're doing is going to make money year round. It's going to be able to offer decent paying freight year round. And no matter what the market is doing, if they negotiate their margins correctly, because knowing the market and negotiating your rate, negotiating your margins, they go together. And so when you're negotiating your margins, you are taking into consideration what the market is doing at the time. And that's why you negotiate your margins at what you negotiate them at. Now, now a lot of you don't know what the hell I'm talking about because you have no idea because you never negotiated margins before. Okay. You're like, what is he talking about negotiating margins? I was taught that you go to the shipper has the loads posted at, they have the loads prices already on the loads, and you get those loads, and then if the load is priced at $3,000, you post it on the load board for $2,500 and you keep $500. Is that what he called the margin? No, that's not what I'm calling the margin. That's called stealing. Okay, if you're doing that, you are stealing from the owner operator. You're not negotiating margin. You're a thief. You're a robber, a hoodwink, a bandit. Okay, you're stealing. That's what you're doing. If you're doing that, you haven't taken the time to negotiate margin. Let me share my screen here real quick. I'm gonna share with y'all what negotiated margin is. I'm gonna share my screen and I'm gonna pull up my calculator and I'm gonna show you all what negotiating margins is. Okay. All right. Let's pull up me good old calculator. Let's go over here to some stuff we got going on. First of all, easily site. Yeah, I'll leave it up because I want to promote my easily anyway. All right. But let's talk about margins. Let's pull up the calculator. Let's talk about margins and how you negotiate margins. All right. This is a useful tool. A lot of y'all don't know what this is because you never use it. But I'm going to show y'all how to use it today properly. All right. In negotiating margins, here's what happens. When you approach a shipper or you contact the shipper, and the shipper, and you tell the shipper going to our broker, and you want to negotiate with them to getting access to their freight so that you can help them move more of their freight. Now, when you say help them move their freight, a shipper is thinking, well, I need someone who's going to help me move my cheap freight, my mid-range freight, and my high dollar freight. Not just, I just want access to your high dollar freight and help you move that. That ain't doing the shipper no good. So when you are negotiating with a shipper, when you approach a shipper, you're approaching them with the intention of helping them to move all of their freight or a good percentage of all of their freight, not just their mid-range freight and the good paying freight and the high dollar freight, but you need to be able to help them move their low dollar freight, their cheap freight, as you all like to call it. You need to be able to help them to move that too. because every shipper has cheap freight. Cheap freight is a part of the industry. The industry cannot exist without cheap freight, okay? Because these shippers just they don't make this stuff. They don't make the lumber. They don't make all this stuff. Most of them don't make this stuff. They get it from other freight forwarders or other companies that produce this stuff, and they have to pay a rate for it or a fee for it or a margin for it. So therefore, it has a market value on this side of the table when they need to move it out and get it to the distributors, and the distributors need to get it to the stores and the manufacturers and things like that. Okay, it all works hand in hand. So you're gonna have freight that's gonna be low price. It's called cheap freight. Freight that's less than $1 per mile. Freight that's less than 150, 175. The cheap freight. Now, to be honest with you, if a load is paying 150, you can make money with it. Because if you know how to run your truck, you can make money on a load that's paying 150. Hell, I made money on loads that was paying $1. Okay, when I was an owner operator, right? But today we're going to talk about how to negotiate your margin. Because here's what you're supposed to do. When you contact that shipper, the shipper is going to immediately let you know that they have X amount of freight. We've got, and you can look it up to see what their total sales volume is off each year. We've got $2.2 billion worth of freight, okay, that we need to move. We've got $1 billion freight. We've got $800 million freight. We've got $500 million of freight. We got $20 million of freight. We got $10 million of freight. We got $5 million of freight. And on the low end, we got $1 million worth of freight. Okay, that's a very, very small mom and pop shipper, maybe like a lumber yard or something. They've got $1 million freight easily. Okay, now let's just go with a small shipper here real quick. Let's say a small shipper has $1 million worth of freight. We're gonna go ahead and put up $1 million here. What's that? No, that's 10 million. 2 minute zeros. There we go. Now we got $1 million worth of freight. All right. So now we got $1 million worth of freight. That's right up there. Now the shipper is going to tell you, well, out of this $1 million worth of freight, they're going to show you what they got, what they're paying carriers to move that freight, what they can pay carriers, what they've already marked to pay carriers to move that freight. Okay, they got $1 million worth of freight, right? And they may say, well, 50% of that is cheap freight, minus 50%. That's freight that's less than $1.25, $1.50, okay, or less than that. Okay, some of it might be down at 40 cents per mile. Some might be $1 per mile. Some might be $1.25 per mile, but it's less than $1.50 per mile. Most of them less than $1.25. But let's say they got 50% of that is that right there. So that means that they got $500,000 worth of cheap freight. Okay, and so now the rest of it is going to be split between the average paying freight and the high dollar freight. So you got $500,000 worth of freight that's left over. Now they may say out of that $500,000 that's left over, okay, about 35% of that is mid-range freight. 35% is mid-range freight. It's $175,000 out of that $500,000. So 35% of that. No, I take that back. My bad. I did it wrong. Out of $500,000 worth of freight, they're gonna probably tell you about 65% of that is mid-range freight. Let me go back. Okay, minus 65%. 65% of that of what's left over is gonna be about mid-range freight. Okay, which is gonna be $325,000 worth of freight. That's considered mid-range freight. That's freight that is above $2 per mile and but less than $4 per mile. So somewhere between $2 and $4 per mile is going to be that mid-range freight. So that's going to leave a total of about $175,000 of freight that is considered high dollar freight, and that's freight that's going to be above $4 per mile. Now, you probably say, well, they don't have a whole lot of high dollar freight. Well, that's correct. Most shippers don't have a whole lot of high dollar freight, but the bulk of the freight is what? The bulk of the freight is going to be what? Cheap freight. Okay. Then the next portion of it, biggest portion of it, is going to be mid-range freight. Then the smallest portion is going to be 175. It's going to be that high dollar freight. But if you negotiate your margins, you can help them move all that freight and still make great money. Okay. Now, if you're just taking what they have allocated for the freight, let's say, you just take what they got allocated for the freight. If you got that $175,000 worth of freight, and I said that's divided by, a total of about, let's say 200 shipments. You do that divided by 200 shipments. That means that each load of freight is going to be, each shipment that you're running is going to be, the average freight rate is going to be $875. Okay. All right. Now, let me explain something to you all. Okay. When you go to a shipper and they give you their rates, let's say my cheap freight is paying about $1.10 to $1.30 per mile. We're gonna go with the higher end. It's paying $1.30 per mile, and we got some are going 80 miles, some are going 1,100 miles, some are going 2,000 miles, whatever the case may be. But let's say you got $1.35 per mile, and it's going 1,100 miles. All right, that's only $1,485, but you're going 1,100 miles. So it's not a very large amount of money. Now, that's what they have allocated to pay the carrier. Now, if you're negotiating your margin correctly, you're not just negotiating margin on the cheap freight, you're negotiating your margin across the board. This is how that conversation is going to go. Mr. Shipper, I see here that you got quite a bit of freight. You got, $1 million worth of freight here. And from looking at your freight, looks like you got about 50% of your freight is cheap freight. Is low dollar freight. It's freight that's under $1.50 per mile. Okay. And you got another 35% of your freight, or 65% of your freight. What's left over from that is you got $500,000 freight left over. Out of that, 65% of that is mid-range freight. That's between $2 and $3.50, $3.75, $4 per mile. And then out of that, the rest of that is about $175,000 freight, which is equal to about maybe 20%. Got about 20% of that. What's left over is high dollar freight. Okay, that's freight that's above $4 per mile. Now, in order for me to be able to move an even portion of all your freight, not just your high dollar freight and not just your mid-range freight, but your low dollar freight too, I feel confident based on my connections within the industry, my access to numerous load boards, my affiliations with dispatchers and owner-operated networks across the country, and I've been in the business now for a little while, and I really know what I'm doing. So, based on those criteria and things that I know about the industry and my connections, I feel confident that I can help you to move about 35 to 40% of all your freight this year. Okay, she was okay. That sounds decent. You're gonna help me move out of that $1 billion worth of freight. You're gonna help me move somewhere close to about $300,000 to $400,000 worth of that freight this year. That's correct. Okay, I might be able to move more of it, but I feel confident that I can help you move about 35 to 40% of your freight, your total freight. And that's across the board, not just your high dollar freight, but I'm talking about evenly spread out your cheap freight, your mid-range freight, and your high dollar freight. Now, in order for me to be able to do that, to make this cheap freight more competitive in the market, I'm gonna need a margin of about 33 1/3%. Okay, on top of what you have earmarked to pay carriers. Now the shipper may look at that, and the shipper may say, okay, well, let's take a look at what you're talking about. Okay, I got on my $1.35, per mile freight, and this is going 1,100 miles. If I'm going to be paying 33 1/3%, if that plus 33.3%, that means I've got to pay you at extra I got to pay you $494.50 to move that to make that load happen, to move that load. Yeah, exactly. Okay, because I'm going to put it on the load board. I've got to take some of this margin that I have out of this $494, and I got to take some of that and place it onto that the $1.50 onto that $14.85 to bring that average rate up. Now, obviously, that 494 is not going to do a whole lot to bring that rate up to mid-range or high dollar freight, especially if it's down there close to $1 or $1.10 or 89 cents and all that type of freight. That's that low cheap freight. Okay, so you got that low cheap freight down there that you're dealing with. Let's see, hold on, let me check. I got some people in my. Okay, yeah, you got that low cheap freight down there that you're dealing with. So you need to be able to, find a way, negotiate your margin so your shipper can give you enough money on your margin so that you can allocate some of that money to even out that cheap freight, to bring that cheap freight up from that less than $1 per mile or $1.10 per mile or $1.20 per mile up to about $2 per mile or $2.25 per mile. Now, you're not going to be able to do that with that kind of margin on that little bit of freight. However, remember, you still got your mid-range freight, you got your high dollar freight. So that same 33% on some high dollar freight, let's take, for instance, you got some high dollar freight, let's say that's paying $6 per mile, okay? And that same freight is going, let's say that's going 1,100 miles. Now on that load is paying $6,600. And if your margin, if you negotiate a 33 1/3% margin on top of that, plus 33.3%, that's going to give you an extra $2,197 to play with because it's higher dollar freight. You see how that margin comes into play? You negotiate the margin across the board for all the freight. So no matter what you're moving, you got money somewhere that you can move to your lower dollar freight to average it out. So now, because you got this cheap freight that's way down there, and you only got $400 and some odd dollars on your margin, but that's not going to be enough to bring up a 98 cent per mile, run to above $2. But you can take money from some of your higher dollar freight and move it over to average that out. Darren Stevens, how you doing? Thank you for joining me this morning, man. Hey, we're talking about margins for brokers, how they need to learn how to negotiate the margin. Can you speak on that for a minute to tell these brokers, to show these brokers, or to let them know that if you negotiate your margins correctly, you're going to be able to make money year round, no matter what the market is doing, and you're going to be able to offer decent paying freight, no matter what the market is doing.
Yes, that's correct. Because the thing is, then you'll always have the opportunity to move your freight. Because as you said before, you can always take money from your high dollar freight to put on your low dollar freight to pay the drivers. Because, at your low dollar freight, it is so low, drivers don't want to take it.
Exactly.
Now you have your freight sitting there. Now you in, cruise with your customer, because now you have a freight sitting there and it can't move.
Exactly.
So, brokers, they need to learn how to negotiate freights.
Yeah, specifically, they need to learn how to negotiate their margins.
Their margins, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to learn how to negotiate their margins.
They need to learn how to negotiate their margins, and that's what a lot of brokers, they're not doing that. I've been seeing that more and more lately. Brokers are not negotiating the margin, and you can tell by the way from what they're posting on Facebook and from how they got the loads posted on the load board. Everybody's got the exact same price load coming from the exact same shipper. That tells me they're just taking what the shipper is putting out there, and then they are posting. They're taking $500 from that, or they see what other brokers taking $500 from, or whatever this that, and they're posting it. And that's why the carriers looking at it and saying, that's awfully low. That don't look right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that is also why they can't get carriers to run their loads, and why they get complainants start complaining about, fuel prices are up, so the carriers not taking the lower price loads because fuel prices are up. And the market's not going up on the freight. But that's why you're supposed to negotiate your margin. If you negotiate your margin properly, it doesn't matter what fuel prices are doing, because you're going to always be able to move some money around to make your cheap freight look more attractive. So carriers will take the cheap freight, your mid-range freight, and then definitely going to take your high dollar freight, because your high dollar freight, even if you don't make very much margin on it, it's still high dollar freight.
Right.
So you gotta learn how to even out your money, but before you can do that, you gotta have the money to even out, to spread around, right?
Right.
And the only way you're gonna get the money to spread around is to negotiate your margins correctly and effectively.
And what I've noticed some of them doing, some of them they probably have the money, so what they're watching what each other is doing. So
Yeah.
if it's $1,000 on the board, that's what they're going to post it for, and they'll tell you, that's what they see everyone posting it for, and then 5-6 o'clock in the evening, it went up $800 different.
Yeah, so
from the same broker.
Exactly, starts going up.
Yeah, so they have to get it moved.
Because they have to get it moved. They have to get it moved. But if you would go ahead, look, I'm gonna show you that. Now look, bigger companies, they can do that. The large companies like TQL and those companies, they can do that. You know how much TQL profited last year? Do you have any idea?
Nah, but I did a whole lot of loads with them. So
TQL profit. That's the great thing about being a publicly traded company. TQL profit for forecast for 2022. All right.
Wouldn't that be 2021?
Well, I can do 2021, but let's do. You see right here how TQL became a nearly $8 billion company. All right. All right. That's the good thing about being a publicly traded company. You got to post all your stuff, and stuff, this and that. Forbes magazine. Okay, let's go to Forbes and show y'all what TQL did. Their revenue. You see that? That's what a beat. That's what a beat. You see that, right? $4.1 billion in sales. Do you see that there?
Yeah, I see that.
Now, a lot of you had no idea that they banking like that, did you? You had no idea they banking like that. Now, you don't know why they're banking like that? Because they properly negotiated their margins. And they're a big company, so they can sit back and watch and see what other people are doing, and they can post their loads. I'm out there at the same low prices, and then, like you said, it gets late in the day, then they got the money, they can just snap over there and put it out there and jump the price way up, and then it gets taken up right away. But of course they're being smart, because they're trying to see if they can unload it for less,
right,
before they go ahead and dump the money, want to, because that's what everybody else is doing. See, you can't compete with these big firms like this unless you negotiate your margins correctly and you're willing to give up some of that margin early on. That's how you as a one-person broker or a small broker firm compete with the TQL, the CH Robinson, what's the other one, Landstar, and some of the other big mega brokerage firms out there. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't afford to sit around and go out there and post your stuff like everybody else do. Well, everybody else posts $1,000. I'm posting mine at $1,000 too. Well, guess what? TQL look at that. It's okay. You got you post at $1,000. I'm posting mine at $1,012. Right? And it becomes like a little bidding war, right? I'm posting mine at $1,050 because they're a big company. They've got more margin to work with overall than you do. Okay, so now you're saying, well, damn, TQL just posted, they got $1,050 on the same load. So what's the chances that an owner operator is going to see your load at 1,000 and to see TQLs at 1,100? Who do you think they're going to grab right off the bat? TQL. Now, if by chance that load is still sitting there, like you said, after 3 p.m. or 2 p.m., right? TQL looks at it, okay, well, nobody's biting on this 1,100, even though we're $100 or $200 higher than everybody else. Let's go ahead and dump, $600 in this bad boy and make it 1,800. All of a sudden, you just price everybody else out the market. Bam. Now, just cut the heads off everybody else. And the carriers, they only see TQL, because that big dollar just now looked and whoa, TQL got that loan posted at $1,800. Everybody else got it posted at $1,000 to $1,100. Oh, it's time to grab it. Bam. So TQL makes a good portion of the money early on in the day by slightly posting the loans at a slightly higher price, because they got the money to work with, but they can afford to sit there and look at it, because at the end of the day, they can afford to dump money into it, make sure that there's a 99.99% chance that they're going to get that loan picked up from their company. Am I making sense to you all now on why it's important for you, especially as a one-person broker or a small brokerage firm, to negotiate your margins and to offer your loads on the load board at much higher rates, because you're going to be much more competitive to start out. That is going to force someone like a TQL to jump their margins up immediately too, which means if in order for them to compete with you, they're going to have to almost overprice their freight. Right there?
Yeah, that's right.
Because if you negotiated your margin right and you put your freight out there at a good high margin, but you're still making money, you are still making great money. But TQL now has got to match you, plus they got to dump more into it. So now they are overpricing, and chances are TQL is probably not going to do that, because they're not in the business of losing money on any freight. Correct? Because if you do that, they will be content to let you make your little money, let you make your $2 million, $3 million, $4, $5, $6 billion, years of broke. Why? Because they're making $4.1 billion. But if you ain't negotiated your margins right, they're gonna eat you up, man. You're gonna get ate up. Carrier's gonna be looking at you like, man, you always offer this cheap freight. Can't nobody run that cheap freight. Can't nobody run that cheap freight. That's why you got these carriers saying you're stealing their money, and and cheap freight is ruining the industry, because people are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're not. For one thing, a lot of these, here in the last 2 years, you've seen about a 300% jump in the number of dispatchers and first year brokers coming into the industry. Right there.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, by the same rate, you've seen about a 500% increase in these so-called fly-by-night freight broker trainers and dispatch trainers. That's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence that you have all these new freight brokers, all these new dispatch firms that are popping up, these one-person dispatch firms, all these one-person dispatchers and one-person brokers, and they're popping up all over the place. There's no coincidence that at the same time, you're seeing about twice as many of these freight broker trainers and stuff that are popping up too. Now, with that being said, about 90% of these new dispatchers and freight brokers don't know what the hell they're doing, because 90% of these new freight broker trainers and dispatchers don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't know what the hell they're doing either. They're teaching the wrong stuff. They're teaching bad stuff. They're regurgitating their lessons that they learned from somebody else's bump. That sound about accurate there?
Yeah.
I mean, I know I catch a lot of flack for stepping on toes, but I'm not here to please anybody. I'm here to teach people how to do this stuff the right way. Okay, that's what I'm here to do. All right, and if you're not doing this stuff the right way, then yeah, I'm talking about you. Okay, there's no other way I can say that. If you're not doing it the right way, if you're not negotiating your margin, you're not teaching people how to negotiate the margin, as a broker, then I'm talking about you. Okay, I mean, I can't sugarcoat this stuff, and I can't sugarcoat the truth. If I sugarcoat the truth, then it's not the truth anymore, right?
Right.
It's not the truth anymore. Now, if I try to give you some, like your mama said, when she bring out that casserole, I got a tummy ache. I probably heard, let me get this casserole. Put some sugar in it. It's not casserole anymore. Right? The importance of orange juice, it is not casserole anymore. It loses what? Its effectiveness, right? Because it's been diluted.
Right.
That's why when I tell you all the truth, it comes out the way it comes out. If it hurts feelings, that's because it's not diluted. It's pure, baby. this is the real casserole. This is not casserole. The medicine that you need to take to make that tummy ache better. I'm giving you all the medicine that's going to make you a better broker. And I can't do that by sugarcoating it and putting it in juice, putting it in, in Coca-Cola or piling up sugar in it. I can't do that and help you to become an effective, broker. Okay? I gotta give you the pure, unadulterated truth. And that don't taste good going down to people who are sick. Right there.
Yeah, that's true.
It don't. It don't. I know y'all probably say, where can we get these analogies from? Look, I'm old school. My granddaddy used to talk in these type of analogies, so that's where I get it from. God bless his soul. But he had a great way of breaking things down and explaining stuff. Because I remember back in the day, like when you do something bad, and this is what I used to hate. Now, I used to like for my grandma to give me a whoop because she what you call one of those silent fast whoopers. She come in, pop, 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 pop. Don't say nothing. Just pop, 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 and then it's over with. Now, my granddad, on the other hand, he's one of those give you a lecture, give you a couple of licks, give you some more lecture, give you some more licks, give you more lecture, give you more licks. I didn't like that. If I gotta take my licks, I don't want to hear all that blah 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 blah. And besides, it drags the punishment out longer right there. So that's where I get it from. So I got punished more by my granddaddy than my grandma. So that's where I get it from. And I heard a lot of lectures because I was a bad child. I heard a lot of lectures, okay, along with my punishment. So that's where I get these, these analogies from, and when I associate things like that. But all joking aside, and very serious though, the key to broker, is really one thing: margins. That's the key. Everything else, if you negotiate your margin, you can't go wrong any place else, right? Right?
That's true.
Because if you got good margins and you can put money on your freight to make that, $1.50 freight be $2.25, and everybody else got it on the old rules at $1.50, $1.60, you got it at $2.25, right? You can be the worst speaker or the worst communicator in the world, but your freight gonna move right there.
Right.
Okay. All your other skills can be crap, but your freight gonna move because when you put it on that longboard, people gonna see that you're paying a higher rate for the same freight. They're gonna take your freight and you're gonna make money.
If it's $50 more, they're gonna take it.
Exactly. So everything stems from the negotiating of your margins. Everything. That is the key to brokering right there. All these other broker courses are trying to give you all this other crap about do this, do that, do that, do that. All that don't mean a hill of beans if you can't negotiate your margin correctly. The key to brokering is not finding shippers. The key to brokering is not finding carriers to move your freight. The key to brokering is not communication. The key to brokering is not that. The key to brokering is negotiating your margins correctly with the shipper to begin with. Because here's the thing. You can just look up shippers on Google And when you contact them, you're talking about margins, they immediately know that you know what you're doing. And if they immediately know that you know what you're doing, they immediately know that you have the skills to help them move their freight. And they don't care what your firm really looks like. If you can demonstrate to them that you have the skill set and you know how to put these deals together to make their freight more attractive and move it, they're gonna work, right?
Right.
Not all, but you're gonna get. But if you're a first-year broker and you want to be successful, learn how to negotiate your margins. Learn how to speak the language that shippers speak. And the shippers' language that they speak is help me move my high dollar freight, mid-range freight, and more importantly, my cheap. And the only way to do that is to have your margin negotiated evenly across the board so you can then move money around to make that cheap freight more attractive. And it's not going to cost the shipper any more money than it would normally have cost them if you had negotiated your margin and just moved just their high dollar freight, right?
Right.
Exactly. But you're able to offer the carrier more money, and now you're able to make more money across the board. That's it, people.
What I've been in a lot of times too is that, you call a broker for a load and you say, hey, let me get it for 2,000. I can't do it for 2,000, but let me contact my shipper to see if they would go up to 2,000.
Yeah, why are you doing that?
Why are you doing that?
Yeah, you hustling backwards.
Unless they're lying, but why are you doing that?
Yeah, you hustling backwards. You should have negotiated your margins before you even put your load on the load board.
Right.
You should already know. That's why you negotiate your margin. Because your margin is what helps you make that load more attractive, so you don't have to go back and forth to the shipper to see if they can move it. And when the shipper see you doing that, I'm gonna tell you what that shipper is thinking to themselves. Man, this broker really don't know what the hell they doing. That's what they're saying, and they're saying to themselves, I don't know if we're gonna keep them on as a broker, because they call them. They always got to call back to see if they can get more money. Now, the person who they're calling is not the person they negotiated the margin with, or supposed to have negotiated the margin. So the person that they're calling, they're thinking to themselves, okay, didn't we give them their margin before they posted the low board? So why they keep calling back and asking for more money?
Right.
Let me call down here to acquisition, see what's going on. Hey, who negotiated this deal with ABC brokerage firm? Jeremy did. Jeremy, what's going on with ABC brokerage firm? They always calling back asking for more money. Did we not give them a proper margin or something? Well, they didn't ask for one. Okay, I got it. I understand. We got one of them. That's how that conversation goes, y'all. Those of y'all out there who don't know anything, you young brokers out there who always calling back shit to see if you get higher margin. That's why. Okay? And that's why you don't get renewed with that shipper from year to year. Because once, whatever your little contract you have, that shipper, once that runs out, chances are they're not going to renew you, especially if you keep calling back trying to get more money from them. That relationship is not going to last. And no, you cannot become a millionaire as a broker because you don't know how to broker correctly. You don't know, you haven't figured out that the main thing to brokering is margins. Margins. I can't say it enough. Margins is the key to brokering. Okay? That is the key. The biggest key, the only key is margins. And you all really need to figure that out and learn that. Okay? And that's the only lesson of the day. Because really, that's all it takes. Besides getting all your other stuff in order. And I've done plenty of training, recorded training that's free on YouTube that tells y'all the truth about brokers, about how they, what to expect as your first year, the first year broker. Truthfully, it takes more than just getting your bond and your insurance and all this other stuff. You got to have your seasoning. You got to have your letters of references. You got to have a Dun and Bradstreet pay their score. A lot of times you got to have money. Correct there?
Right.
As a first year broker, you got to have these things. So for those of you who are eagerly jumping into the brokering game, because some freight broker trader tells you, yeah, man, go ahead and get your bond. And and all that type of stuff, man. You make $1 million the first year. Oh, no, the hell you won't. No, you won't. You won't. Chances are you ain't gonna make no money your first year. Chances are you're gonna lose money your first year as a broker. Chances are. Because if you don't have those things in place that I just mentioned, letters of reference, at least 5 to 7 of them, that will attest to the fact in writing, not just somebody lying on the phone. They got to put it in writing. So if they found out they didn't lie to writing, they can go after their ass. All right, right there, you got to attest in writing that you have done business with them to the tune of at least $200 or $300, $200,000 or $300,000 per month for the last 6 to 8 months consecutive, or at least the last 4 to 6 months consecutive. Is that a fair assessment, Darren?
Hold on 1 second, Calvin. I'm on the phone getting a car moved.
Yeah, see, Darren is always making money, y'all. Y'all should, you know what I'm saying? See, that's why I tell you, when Darren comes on, he's making money, even though he is in the class, just lending his knowledge and stuff. He's making money. Like I said, he's getting a car moved, which means Darren is our specialist when it comes to auto hauling. Now, if you are in our platform, if you're not in our platform, and you want to know about auto hauling and how to make good money on auto hauling, schedule a private consultation with Darren. It's just going to cost you $100 an hour. That's cheap. That is a bargain when it comes to the knowledge that he's going to dump on you pertaining to auto hauling. Trust me when I tell you that. This is a man who got up to doing 10,000 plus per week in auto hauling. So if you're going to learn auto hauling, you need to learn it from him. Okay? You need to learn it from him. You can go to mydispatcher.org. You want to book a private consultation with it. You go to mydispatcher.org, which is our site here. You're going to go to mydispatcher.org. You're going to go over here to where it says private consultation, right there. You're going to click that, and then you're going to go ahead and go to our booking site, and you're going to book Mr. Darren Stevens is who you're going to book. He's our auto haul specialist, okay? I'll even show y'all what this looks like. You're going to go down here. You're going to click down here where it says to book and schedule. You're going to click that. It's going to take you over to our schedule area here. When you get there, you're going to look for staff. Okay? All right. See here? Now, if you want to book, you're going to go over here. You see where it says book appointment. You're going to go up here where it says staff. Right here. So you got services, then you got staff. Okay? Click staff, and then it's going to pull up those people who are available to do private consultation. If you click Darren Stevens, he's the guy you're going to book for the auto hauling. Click that, that'll take you over, and then it'll prompt you to go ahead and do your booking. Okay. Matter of fact, Darren, I need to put your skills on here too. I need to upload your skills. Know what you specialize in. So I'm gonna take care of that. But there it is. That's where you go to book Mr. Darren Stevens at. Okay. He's not available on. Well, it will have his availability once you once you book him. Once you select the service, the staff. You got to sign in, and you go continue, and you do that, and then you can go in and book him. But he's our specialist for auto hauling if you want to learn about how to break into that auto haul business. All right. But look, y'all, really and truly, this is the only way to ensure that you're going to make money as a broker year round. Learn how to negotiate your margins properly. Do that up front with your shippers. Negotiate your margin, and try to get at least a 20 to a 25% margin. I always start off my negotiation at 33 and a third percent, because that's on the high end. But the shipper's going to try to counter you with about 15 to 17%. Some will come back with a decent counter of 20 to 25%, and that's where you want to land at anyway. And even if they do come back with 20, 25%, I try to bump them up to about 27%. Okay, so but if you can land somewhere between that 20%, anything greater than 20% is decent. It's going to give you decent margin. It's going to give you enough money to move around to make money on all your freight. Okay, because that's the key to booking freight. All right, that concludes the broker's hours lesson on booking freight, on how to become a more effective broker. Okay, that concludes that session, and I hope y'all got a lot out of it. Now I want to talk about the Easy Lease platform. Now, as you all know, we launched our Easy Lease platform. We launched our platform about 4 weeks ago, about 4 or 5 weeks ago. Okay, we've been getting a lot of hits on our websites, and now we're starting to get stuff posted to the site as far as the assets. I've got to upload a bunch of assets this weekend. I've got about 6 trailers and about 4 or 5 trucks that I'm going to be adding onto the site. And all of these trucks that I'm adding onto the site this weekend, they are truck and trailer combinations. These are big trucks, semis and trailer combinations. Some of the trailers are reefer, some are dry van. Okay, and these are very nice trucks. 2017 all the way up to 2010 to 2018 model trucks. Okay, very good condition, very great looking trucks, great condition. Trailers are nice, reefer trailers, good clean dry van trailers, and these are going to be put on as combinations. You can't separate them. You can't take the truck and not the trailer. These are going to be combinations. Okay, they're going to be combinations. I've already got one gentleman loaded up, and his profile I'm completed with his asset is available now. I'm going to show y'all what that asset is, and I'm going to be showing y'all some of the other stuff that I'm going to be posting this weekend. All right, this is our available asset page, currently available. We have a Freightliner Cascadia Evolution. Year, it's a 2016, has 742,000 miles on it. The color is red. The asset location is located in Indianapolis, Indiana. Okay, this truck is in great condition and will serve you well as a real revenue producer if properly taken care of. This asset will lease from $1,250 to $1,700 per week. Click here to view the full asset profile. Click on it, it's going to take you to the profile of the asset owner. Mr. Raid is the asset owner. Like I said, the asset is located in Indianapolis, Indiana. He posted that my asset is make and model Freightliner Cascadia 2016, 742,000 miles, red in color. The truck is in great condition and will serve you well as a great money maker if properly taken care of. He has a nice video of the walkthrough around. I'm going to and see if I can turn on my my sound so you all can hear. Where's my sound? Where's my sound? Where's my sound? Where's my sound? Share sound. There we go. He got a video of a walk around that he walked around on his thing here. Let me show this to you all. He's showing you the inside of the truck. Very clean. Got a very clean truck, which is good. Usually people that keep their truck clean, they take care of their trucks. Take it to the outside. There's good tires. Tire has plenty of rubber. Very nice looking truck. No damage, no dents. All of the air suction and everything is back there where it's supposed to be. All tires have great rubber on them. I think he said he just replaced his tires. Basically giving you like a video walk around there. There's the vehicle. See, it doesn't have any damage to it anywhere. Very good looking, very clean truck. So this is going to serve somebody extremely well. If you're looking for, if you're out there, you're looking for a truck. We've got some pictures here of his tires, stuff there, showing you all your lug nuts and stuff are on, and you can make sure you check them every morning to, on your walk around, make sure they're tight and secure. Everything is there the way it's supposed to be. You can take a look at this right here. You don't see any type of excessive grease. Basically, what I'm doing, I'm telling y'all how to evaluate a used truck. Okay. You want to check these type of things. You want to check up in here to see if you got any excessive grease or fluid or stuff that's dropping down. And this was all grimy and black right here. That means you got a problem with your rotors and all that type of stuff inside there. But he's showing you that all this is real good. That's why he took those caps off to show you that. It's all real good. Tires have good tread on them. You can probably put a whole quarter down in the bad boy. That's what you call good tread. Okay, you want that good tread on both of his rear tires, on the dual tires. Good tread. Truck is very nice, very clean truck, no damage to it. It's sleeper cab, of course, and it's ready to be put on the road and make some money. All right, so there you have it. If you want to inquire about leasing this truck, go to our site, shoot us a message that you want to lease this truck, and or if you go in here, you click, on here to send a message to this profile, and it will come to us. It will come to me, and I will give you all a call back. And what's going to happen is now how this works. Once you come on and you find a vehicle that you're interested in, or you want to do one of our leases, you're gonna have to pay your acquisition fee and your deposit before you lease the truck. Okay, those are your prepaid fees. Okay, before you pick up the truck, you got your prepaid fees have to be paid. Now, those are your minimum prepaid fees. That's what you have to pay. Now, if the asset owner has stipulations, if the asset owner says, well, I'll lease my truck, but it's got to have a warranty on it, an aftermarket warranty. We have aftermarket warranty services that we can provide, but the person leasing the truck is responsible for paying that fee for that aftermarket warranty. So there'll be a added fee to your weekly lease to cover the warranty. Now, that's not a maintenance plan. That's a warranty. Difference between a maintenance plan and a warranty. Warranty is like covers engine, drivetrain, electrical, stuff like that. Moving parts, window motors, all that type of stuff. Transmission. It covers all that stuff for up to 100,000 miles, or an additional 100,000 miles, not 100,000 miles on the truck, but for the day you get the warranty, the truck got 740,000 miles on it, it'll cover it up to 840,000 miles. Okay, or it covers it up to, the warranty may be for 2 years, 100,000 miles, or 1 year, 100,000 miles, or maybe 2 years, 250,000 miles, or 5 years, or whatever it can be. Since these are short-term leases, the warranties that we are getting on these trucks for you all are going to be between no more than a year. Okay, so it may be like a 1 year, 150 or 200,000 mile warranty, where if anything happens to the drivetrain, transmission, the engine, or something like that, you just take it in and it gets taken care of. And a lot of times these warranties have what's called replacement vehicles or loaner vehicles that you can, or they'll split for a rental or whatever the case may be until they get your truck back up and going, get the truck fixed. Okay, so we have those things in place too for those owner operators, or for those asset owners who want to have a warranty attached to their weekly lease before they would let that truck go out. Some owner operators may want to have gap insurance if they still owe money on the truck or the trailer. They're going to want to have what's called gap insurance. Now, gap insurance is an extra insurance policy that the owner of the truck as the payee. Now, the person who leases the truck is going to have to get insurance on that truck. Once they get their lease agreement in place, once they get their signed lease agreement, then they have to go out and get insurance. They have to have the regular contingent type of insurance for cargo and personal injury and all that stuff that Federal Motor Carrier Safety Association mandates. Okay, you're gonna have to get that type of insurance. Okay, you're gonna have to show us your certificate of insurance before you take possession of that truck. Now, if the owner of that truck, the asset owner, still owes money on that truck to a bank or whatever the case may be, they may want you to get gap insurance. They in turn will get the gap insurance, but you have to pay for it. They'll go out and get it, and then you gotta reimburse them in your lease payment. So if the gap insurance, let's say, comes out to be $700 per month, then you're probably gonna have added to your lease probably about $300 extra per week, or $250 or whatever it is per week added to your lease. Okay, to cover that and to compensate them for without getting that gap insurance. That's just how it works. Okay. Some of our owner operators, some of our asset owners are going to want to have a tracking system. So we have contracted with this company to do the tracking. It costs $9.99 per vehicle to track that vehicle. That cost will be added to your weekly lease. Okay, for you to pay for that tracking system. Some of our asset owners want to have a kill switch put in on that truck. So in case your card is not able to be charged, and by the way, you can only lease with a debit or credit card, and it must be set up on auto pay, automatic auto pay. So it gets pulled off your card every week at the same time. If for whatever reason we can't charge that card and we can't contact you, that asset owner then has the right, or we have the option to let us activate that kill switch, shut down that ignition, so you can't turn that truck on and move it. And then through our tracking system, we will track it and have it recovered, and then you will be billed for the amount that's owed for terminating the lease early. Okay, so these are the things that we have in place to safeguard and to protect the asset owners. So because we want asset owners to be able to come and list their trucks with Easy Lease and feel confident that their truck is going to be safe. And the asset owners will have the app on their phone if they want to get that tracking. They'll be able to track their truck and know where their truck is. And because as you can see here, that tracking allows us and them and the asset owner. That tracking is going to allow us and that asset owner to it says right here, real-time location. Yeah. Yeah, Darren. Darren, you had something to say? Okay.
Yeah, I was telling you sound like a robot.
Oh, it's coming through robotic?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah, a little bit clearer now.
Okay, it's working clearer now?
Right.
All right. So if they want that tracking system on that truck, that's going to allow us and the owner of that vehicle, the asset owner, to track that truck in real-time location and driver status, 60-second updates. Every 60 seconds, it sends an update. They'll be able to view the maps and satellite on desktop or mobile on their phone, see trip history for every vehicle with our GPS tracking. So, we want asset owners to feel confident about posting their trucks with Easy Lease. Okay, if and I'm speaking directly to these small and large fleets right now. Okay, if you have a vehicle and you want to list it and start making money with your vehicle, if you have a fleet and your fleet is out there, you got 20 trucks in your fleet and 9 of them are sitting there on the back lot not making any money, they're costing you money, list them with Easy Lease. Okay, we guarantee you a minimum of $1,000 per week for your semi truck, $700 per week guaranteed for your box truck. Now your semi truck could get you as much as $1,500. In some cases, for a trailer and truck combination, it can get you as much as $1,900 per week, almost $2,000 a week for a truck and trailer combination. In some cases, a little bit higher than that. But we've got about 7 trucks that we're going to be posted with truck and trailer combination this weekend that I still got to post. So we're starting to get those trucks onto our easily site. So look, these trucks are nice trucks. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you the trucks that I'm posting this weekend. Okay, but if you have a truck right now, you can list your truck with Easily and earn thousands weekly. Start earning as much as $1,520 weekly. Now that number is based on just a single truck by itself without a trailer. Now, if you got a truck and trailer combination, you got to make some serious money. On top of that, you actually make a little bit more money when you get stuff like the warranties and stuff like this and that, because not only is the person got to pay the cost for the warranty, but they got to compensate you for just going out there and getting that warranty done, or what is that, and getting that stuff done, because we're going to pay you, you're going to collect 80% of the money that's made on top of that warranty. So whatever costs us to pay for the warranty, whatever money that's left over that's for profit margin, you get 80% of that. Okay? Because our fee for managing the site and all of this is just 20% across the board. Okay? So look, you still make a lot of great money as an asset owner, and your asset is going to be protected. It's going to be protected both with warranties and with maintenance plans, because all warranties and maintenance plans, even though they will be in your name because it's on your truck, and we get those short-term warranties a year, 6 months to a year, because the leases are 3, 6, and 1 year leases. 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. That's it, or 12 months. Okay, so the warranties that we're going to be getting for you are going to be, those terms. Okay, and then on top of that, if you want to have a maintenance plan, you add that too, a regular scheduled maintenance plan for them to bring it in and have it maintenance. So, and again, that's actually paid for by the person who is leasing the truck. Okay. All right. Gap insurance, you'll be listed as the payee on any type of gap insurance. It's paid for by the person who is leasing the truck, but you're listed as the payee on the gap insurance to pay off any money that's not paid by the insurance company or by the regular insurance to cover your loss. If you got a truck that you finance, you still owe $75,000 on it, and you lease it through Easy Leasing, it's got the insurance that's paid for by the person who's leasing the truck, and the gap insurance is paid for by the person who's leasing the truck, right? If they get an accident, God forbid, truck gets totaled, the insurance company looks at it, they're going to pay the depreciated value. So they may only pay $50,000, but you owe $75,000. So it's $25,000 left over. That's where the gap insurance will kick in and cover that extra $25,000, and your truck is now paid. You're not on the line for that debt. You completely paid for it. Okay? And now you can actually get out there and get you another truck. Well, if you have insurance for your truck and your truck is paid for, the insurance check is going to pay for your truck. It's going to compensate you for that loss, and you'll be able to go out and buy another truck. And we have our Easy Lease agents, our business agents, who can assist you and help you to get qualified for lines of credit, for business lines of credit, because that is really the smart to buy your assets. So look, if you all have own trucks or anything, go to myeasylease.com or leasemysemi.com and list your truck with us. Okay? List your truck with us. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. Now, I'm going to show you all the trucks that I've got to post this weekend. Here's a gentleman. Here is some of the trucks and trailers that I've got to post this weekend. This gentleman has 4 trucks. Matter of fact, let me go to my inbox here. And these are the trucks that he wants us to post for him on the site. These assets are going to be located in Hackettstown, New Jersey. That's where they're located. They're based out of Hackettstown, New Jersey. Okay, it's going to be and all of these are truck and trailer combinations. It's going to be a 2018 Volvo 780, 593,490 miles. It's going to be paired with the 2019 Wabash trailer. Okay, We also going to be posting a 2018 Freightliner Cascadia. Okay, it has 719,022 miles on it. It's going to be combo with a 2012 Great Dane trailer. Okay, and we have a 2017 Freightliner Cascadia, has 690,913 miles. It's going to be combo with a 2013 utility trailer. We have a 2010 Volvo 780, has 1,395,271 miles. This truck is in great condition. I've seen this truck. It is a beautiful truck in great condition, and I'm gonna show y'all the pictures here pretty soon. But that's the miles on it. It's going to be coupled with a 2006 utility reefer trailer. Okay, now those are the trucks that I'm going to be posting this weekend, and they're going to be available come Monday morning on our Easily site to be leased. Okay, I'm going to also let y'all know what these trucks are what range that they're going to be leasing for, and what those packages are going to be leasing for. But this show you the pictures here. Hold up, where's my pictures? Yeah, my pictures. All right, show you some pictures here real quick. These are some of the trailers. All right, that's the tracking system. All right, there's that reefer trailer that's going to be coupled with that 2010. There's right there, very clean trailer. Now, reefer trailers on our site by themselves lease for about $625 per week. Basically anywhere from $450 to about $625 per week on reefer trailers. Okay. There are the other trailers there. There's the truck that's going to be coupled with that reefer trailer. That's that 2010 Volvo. Very beautiful truck, as you all can see. Beautiful truck. That's the truck that's going to be coupled with that reefer trailer. Okay. Beautiful truck. Okay. There's that Cascadia. It's going to have a dry van trailer attached to it. Another beautiful truck. I think that's the other Cascadia. Well, by itself. There's the other Volvo. It's going to have a dry van trailer attached to it. This dry van trailer here has a lift on it. There, you see that with that lift? Darren, you there?
Oh, sorry, I was up mute. Yeah, that's a 53-foot.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you don't see that very often, do you?
Nah, you don't.
Yeah, so we get some good equipment that we're gonna have posted. That I gotta post to the site this weekend. Well, one of those trucks is gonna have that attached to it. It's gonna be a dry van trailer with the lift. And look, you don't get that. You don't get that. You don't get that. I'll tell you right now. I had a dry van trailer. I don't put all kind of dry. I ain't never one that had a lift on it. Even when I was covering it and we were doing drop and hook, I've never had one that we pulled that had a lift on it. But they're nice though. I would like to have one. It makes your job a lot easier, don't it?
Yeah.
It really does. And look, and it helps you to get loaded and unloaded quickly. No matter where you're dropping off to. Right?
Right.
Oh, boy, look here. That lift comes in handy. There's a box truck that he's going to be posting. I've got a gentleman who's going to be posting, this box truck too. That right there is good clean. Inside, there's another look at that box truck. And these are just some of the people who have sent me some stuff that I've got to get posted onto what you call it. Got some people to post some stuff that I'm going to be posting here. There's those tires on that red truck. This is the truck that's on the site already. Okay, that's the one that's on the site already. That we have posted on the site already. But there's look at it with the tires and stuff. I got to add these pictures to it too. So Very nice, very clean truck. Beautiful truck. So that's what this is what I'm gonna be posting this weekend. So I'm gonna have these up. I'm gonna have these up, up on the site this weekend. So by come Monday, you all will be able to come on here and view these trucks and be able to go ahead and send us your interest to lease those trucks. Now remember, if you're wanting to lease one of our trucks, if you want to lease through Easy Lease, okay, the process is pretty simple. You come on, you check availability. Okay, when you click the check availability, it's going to come to us, and then we're going to send you, the link to the available trucks. Now we have the available asset page already up. You can go to the available asset page, and you can look and see what's available. Okay, but if you want to go ahead and get or reserve your space or reserve your spot to be next on the list to lease a truck, go ahead and fill out the Easy Lease Today form. Okay, equipment type, all that stuff. You're gonna fill all that out. You're gonna fill all this out. Then you're gonna come down here and you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna register. Now, when you register, you're gonna have to go ahead and pay your $1,500 acquisition fee. That's non-refundable, and your Easy Lease deposit, which is non-refundable. Those things are gonna have to be paid up front. Okay, before you can take possession of any of the lease vehicle or or anything like that. So those things gotta be paid up front. If those who have their prepaid fees paid up front, they're gonna be first on the list of when we contact. You're gonna have first dibs at the trucks that become available. Because right now we've got a whole bunch of people who are wanting to get trucks, but we have more people who want trucks than people who have posted trucks. Okay, so we have more people who want to lease trucks than we have inventory. Hint, hint. For those people out there, those fleet owners out there, if you own trucks that are just sitting around, we got people waiting to lease them. They're just waiting to lease the trucks. So if you want to ask me about turnaround time, pretty much as soon as you post that truck, within a week or two, that truck's gonna get leased out, and you're gonna be collecting your weekly money. Okay, so this is becoming very, very, very popular, very, very, very fast. So if you want to lease a truck, you're gonna go ahead and do that. Let's schedule your Easy Lease pickup. You got 3 easy steps: check availability, reserve your truck, schedule your pickup. That's it. Okay. Got the equipment types and all that type of stuff. Also, we've got the lease already. The lease already done. I have the lease agreement, the customizable lease agreement that you all can take a look at too. I'm going to be loading that up on the site. Here's a copy of it right here. I'm going to be loading this up on the site so you all can pull up the customizable lease agreement and take a look at it. This is going to have to be completed. Now, before the lease agreement is completed, here's what's going to happen. You're going to come on and you're going to say, I want to lease a certain truck. I want this truck, but okay. We're going to go through that process. Then we're going to arrange a Zoom call with you and the asset owner of that truck. Okay, the owner of the truck and you. We're going to arrange for a Zoom call so that the owner of the truck can meet the person who wants to lease their truck face to face. Now, we may schedule 5 or 6 Zoom calls with an owner for 5 or 6 different people who are interested in leasing their truck. Because at the end of the day, the owner of that truck has to be the one to give the final approval to who's going to be leasing their truck. That sounds fair, right there?
Right.
Okay. So at the end of the day, the owner of that truck is gonna have to be the one that gives the final approval for them to lease their truck. We're not just gonna rather just toss people trucks without them meeting them and without them giving it their okay. Okay, so it's gonna be a kind of like a Zoom call. So be ready to answer questions that the owner operator, that the owner of that truck, gonna have for you. If they have certain things that they're gonna want, they may want to have that tracker put on there. We're gonna discuss that. They may want us to have that kill switch put on there. We're gonna discuss that too during the Zoom call. And they may want the definitely probably gonna want that warranty and that maintenance plan. So be prepared to pay a little bit, extra money per week to cover that warranty and that maintenance plan. Okay, but all in all, this is still going to be the easiest way for you all out there looking to get trucks, to get your trucks, and it's going to be the most effective way for you all out there looking to make money on your trucks that are not making money, a way for you all to make money on your trucks. All right, Easy Lease is, we're going to be the answer. Okay, all right. Other than that, Darren, I don't have anything else to talk about, man. The commissions for the Easy Lease agent, Darren has gone up. I've redone the commission structure or the compensation plan. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've redone it. So let me show everybody what the new compensation plan looks like now. Now, before, everyone was getting paid 7.25% of our cut. So let's say if someone put down the $1,500 for the deposit and our cut was 20% of that. So they only got 7.25% of 300, right? So that means that their pay would have been 300 minus 7.25%, which means their pay on that would be just $21.75. Well, see, now it's 7.25% of the actual deposit. So if the deposit is $1,500, right, minus 7.25%, they get $108. And they also get 7.25% of the $1,500 what? Acquisition fee. So that's 108 times 2, really. Right? So that's 108 times 2, 108, basically, times 2. So that means your commission for upfront is going to be $216. That's a lot better than that, what, there? That $29 in there.
Right.
A lot better.
More enticing.
Yeah, $216. Also, let's say the lease payment, let's say it comes out to be $1,700, with the lease and whatever, fees that they have on top of it, the warranty or whatever this is that. But let's say it's $1,700, all right? Before, you was only going to get 7.25% of our 340, right? So that means you was only get 7.25% of 340. So that means you would only been getting 340. Oh shoot, come on here. 340 minus 7.25%. So you're only going to be getting $24.65 per week. Because that's a reoccurring payment. You get that reoccurring commission. Now it's $1,700 on the lease payment. You're getting 7.25% of that total amount. So now you get $123.25 per week. A lot better right there. Now, if you was part of our Easy Lease business consultant program, where you're helping people to get qualified for lines of credit, when they get qualified for line of credit and we co-sign for them and they get that line of credit, if the minimum line of credit is $250,000, if your client got that line of credit and we don't want to co-sign for them, before you was only going to get 7.25% from our 20%, which ours would have been $50,000. That means if you would have got, you would have gotten minus 7.25%. You would have gotten a line of credit of $3,625. Now, because with 7.25% across the board, now you're going to get 7.25% of the whole $250,000. Ooh, So now you get 7.25% of that. So your line of credit will be $18,125. Now that's what you call line of credit right there.
Right.
You get about 4 or 5 of them lined up, and you got yourself a good line of credit of some good money. At that time, yeah, you got 18,000 plus 18,000, let's say 500, in line of credit, times, 5 clients, you help get that done. That's not a $2,000 line of credit there. No lines of credit. What could you? There was what you can make some stuff happen with that, right?
Definitely.
That combined with your residual commission from the weekly leases, combined with the one-time commission. So our pay structure has gotten a whole lot better. A whole lot better. Okay. And why are we doing this? Because when I redid the figures the other night, and I realized that we are sitting on the next big thing. Okay. So let's get this straight. Based on what you all seen so far, how many active leases do you think we can have by the end of the year?
By the end of this year, I'm looking hopefully about 70 or 100.
All right. Let's just say we only had 30 active leases by the end of the year. Right? Mind you, I'm posting about 7 trucks this weekend. And then we gotta get leased out pretty quick. But let's just say we only get 30 active leases by the end of the year. Okay. And the average lease is probably going to be about, with the truck and trailer combinations and everything, this average lease is probably going to be somewhere closer to $1,800 per week. Okay. So with everything, included. So that's $1,800 per week times 30. So we've got a total of $54,000 per week in active leases. Okay. Now, our cut is going to be about 12.75% of that. Why? Because we're giving up 7.25% to our easy lease agents when they get stuff done, right? So our cut is going to be 12.75%. So that's going to give us about $6,885 per week profit. Okay, bottom line profit. Okay, what was that? 6,885. Right. No, so 6,885. 6,885 times 52 weeks. That's going to give us about $358,000 a year, just on 30 leases. Now, Darren said about 70 to 80. If we did 70 to 80 leases, and that fee was 6,885, right? Times 6,885 on average. That's gonna give us $550,000 a week. You see it there?
Yeah.
Okay, but let me make sure I got that right. 80. Oh, a battery's about to go dead, so we're probably gonna be out of business here pretty soon, y'all. Let me hold on. Let me all right, I'm gonna have to cut this short because my battery's dead. I don't have power out here in my gazebo just yet. I'm working on about 19% power, so I still got enough to do this calculation. So 80 times on average, what did I say our what's called it was? Let's see.
1,800.
Yeah. 80 times 1,800 equals 144,000. So that's 144,000 minus 12.75%, 18,000 per week, right? Yeah, 18,300, right? times 52 weeks gives us just under $1 million a year on just 80. See what I mean by sitting on a gold mine? Just under $1 million a year. Now, my goal, Darren says 80. Here's what I'm shooting for. I'm shooting for 250 leases by the end of the year. Active leases by the end of the year. Times 1,800 per lease. Equals 450,000 leases. There's 450,000 in total lease dollars in revenue minus 12.75%. Here's what I'm looking for this year. What I'm expecting this year from that. That's 57,375 per week. 57,370. Oh, come on, man. 57,375 times 52 weeks. That's what I'm looking for. 2.9 million a year is what I figure we're sitting on right now. Because I feel confident we can get 250 leases, at least that many. Okay. That's what we're shooting for. With all the fleets out there that have trucks that are just sitting around, I feel confident we can get 250 leases out this year. That's not a whole lot. All right, with that being said, that's going to do it for today, everybody. Look, I appreciate you all for joining me. Thank you all again for joining me today for the Brokers Hour. Remember, brokers, negotiate those margins, do them correctly. If you do that, you'll make money year round. It doesn't matter what the market is doing. Okay?
Hey, Calvin.
Huh?
That's what I'm messaging back and forth. There's a broker have a load, and I asked for just $100 on the load, and he said, "Nah, he can't." So now he just repost the load and add $25.
So look, we can't make this stuff up, y'all. I mean, in real time, you will see it exactly what we're talking about. In real time. You know,
personally, I'm the one that's being greedy on this one, no lie. But just it's because the load is picking up late. I have an early delivery tomorrow, and I'll have to wait until 7 o'clock to pick up. So I'm trying to compensate my driver for just waiting all day.
Yeah. And if the broker had negotiated his margins correctly, he wouldn't have any problem with that. This wouldn't even be an issue. You see what I'm saying? Look, man. Look, hey, proof positive. Well, I like when things just come together like that. Hey, look, everybody. Negotiate your margins, okay? That's the key to broker. That's the key to making money as a broker. Is negotiating your margins, okay? Look, this has been Calvin with the Brokers Hour. I appreciate y'all for joining us. Remember, easy lease. That's the thing. It's going to be big. It's going to be huge. If you need a truck, you're out there trying to get a truck. You can't buy one. You're out there trying to get a truck. Nobody else will lease to you. You're out there trying to get a truck. You got easy lease. Go to myeasylease.com. Check us out. If you got a truck out there that you're not making money on, easy lease. Go to leasemysemi.com. Make this money. Thanks, everybody. Y'all have a great day.